Hello everyone and welcome to my Hip Hop Gossip For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The judge cited compelling evidence of Diddy's propensity for violence in order to deny him bail. A federal judge rejected Diddy's most recent bail request in his federal sex trafficking and racketeering case, so he won't be home for Thanksgiving. On Wednesday, Judge Arun Subramanian rendered his ruling. In his 5-page decision, he listed numerous reasons, from the mogul's transgressions of the Bureau of Prisons communications regulations to misrepresentations he made to the judge during a recent hearing over items found in his jail cell during a sweep. Additionally, the judge stated that Diddy's freedom would pose a serious risk of witness tampering, specifically referring to his correspondence with an escort who the government claims took part in several freak-offs, and is only known as a Witness 1. Even on the day he was testifying before the grand jury, Diddy sent the witness numerous texts, some of which he later deleted. In a hearing held in September, the mogul's attorneys disputed that their client had any involvement in the grand jury procedure. However, a significant portion of Judge Subramanian's ruling addresses violence. The judge noted, "Here is compelling evidence of Combs's propensity for violence," referencing the 2016 video of Diddy abusing Cassie and subsequent texts from Cassie that included the phrase, "I have a black eye and a fat lip. I still have crazy bruising, and you are sick for believing that what you have done is acceptable." In another court, the Second Circuit Court of Appeals, Diddy is presently contesting his bond status. While the bail judgment was being made today, that case was put on hold. There were no immediate details available regarding when it would restart. The Bad Boy founder had requested a bail package $50 million bail proposal with his Miami Beach property as collateral, along with house arrest, 24/7 security and no contact with alleged victims or witnesses. Judge Subramanian stated during a hearing last week that the Miami home's house arrest would not be effective due to the presence of a dock there. Other choices, such as Diddy's 3-bedroom residence on Manhattan's Upper East Side, were then put forth by his legal team. Diddy's agents were contacted by HIPHOP DX for comment, but they did not immediately reply. You can forget about Sean Diddy Combs leaving Brooklyn's infamous Metropolitan Detention Center, where he has resided since his arrest in September on RICO and sex trafficking allegations. On Wednesday, Combs' team's plea for parole was denied by Judge Arun Subramanian. His ruling came after a 2-hour Friday court hearing. In a 5-page ruling, the judge stated, "The court finds that the government has demonstrated by clear and convincing evidence that no condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the safety of the community." The 8-year-old video that showed Combs attacking Cassie Ventura at the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles, according to the prosecution, was proof of sex trafficking. But according to the disgraced mogul's attorneys, the government filed a manipulated film that omitted important scenes and depicted events in a way that was materially out of chronological order. He expressed regret and acknowledged it. There was a freak-off going on at the time. Prosecutors informed the judge, "The United States has evidence that a male commercial sex worker was in the hotel room at that time." Combs was also charged by the prosecution with accessing the phones of other prisoners, communicating with numerous individuals via a non-authorized third-party messaging service, and using his kids in a social media campaign for his recent birthday. Combs' lawyers confessed to utilizing the packs but stated he had little alternative because to the poor conditions at MDC. They also said the feds failed to support their charges of witness tampering. By cultivating possible defense witnesses, his attorneys maintained that any interaction with witnesses was harmless and in line with his right to take part in his defense. Mark Agnifilo, Diddy's attorney, told the judge, "Some of these recordings show that he's telling people, 'Just tell the truth, talk with my lawyer.'" Additionally, Combs' attorneys brought up the case of Michael Jeffries, the CEO of Abercrombie & Fitch, who was freed on a $10 million bond. Jeffries was accused of interstate prostitution and sex trafficking in a 16-count indictment against him. He was also accused with employing force, deception and coercion to traffic men while conducting a prostitution company. Alexandra A. Shapiro, Combs' attorney, told the judge, "The charges in the Jeffries, Abercrombie case are worse than here. They allege an international sex trafficking business. They had to have a #### sex after being raped." While acknowledging the parallels, prosecutors emphasized some significant distinctions. Diddy's actions continued until 2024, but Jeffries' obstruction ceased in 2015. Additionally, they noted that Combs had a criminal history spanning more than 20 years, whereas Jeffries had none. In the end, Judge Subramanian took the side of the prosecution and returned Combs to his MDC jail cell. At first, Combs offered a substantial bail deal of $50 million. He promised to live alone in a Florida house with a security guard on duty around the clock to keep an eye on a list of guests who had been vetted. Because the security crew and an investigator had been out contacting witnesses, prosecutors shot them down. They basically serve him. The defendant would be purchasing his way out in this situation. In addition, Combs stated that he would do nothing but prepare for his trial, as his attorney Mark Agnifilo put it, and relinquish his internet and cell phone access. There is no condition or combination of conditions to ensure he will not obstruct justice or tamper with witnesses, Judge Subramanian said, upholding earlier decisions. Transportation to engage in prostitution, fraud or coercion, sex trafficking by force, and racketeering conspiracy are the charges against Combs. He entered a not guilty plea to every accusation. In May 2025, his trial is set to start. Due to his father's legal issues, Justin Combs is inconsolable. However, Diddy has continued to have fun despite his dire circumstances. In Los Angeles, Combs has enjoyed hosting wild parties so much that he has earned a bad reputation among tenants. Things have grown worse. According to the New York Post, Justin Combs' careless actions have actually resulted in his being banned from renting properties in the Los Angeles area. According to a Los Angeles broker facilitator who spoke to the magazine, Justin Combs would frequently give renters false information. "The company that I work with rented houses to Justin, according to the allegations. He would say, 'I'm having 20 people over.' But there would be 200 and then they would wreck the house." The facilitator's business has chosen to cut ties with him because it has gotten so frequent. They said, "It's gotten to the point where nobody will rent to him. He called me to rent, and I said no." Jeffrey Lichtman, Justin Combs' attorney, responded.